All right. Another day, another leg day. I actually was going to do this. Normally, my schedule would leave me to do legs on Wednesday, but I did it. No, it would leave me to do legs on Thursday. Yesterday was Thursday. Today's Friday. I did them this morning. Yesterday, I couldn't. I was going out to a cattle grazing conference that was a few hours away, and it started at 8:30 in the morning. So I had to leave. I left here pretty early, like 6, a little before 6, just so I make sure I got there on time. Um, but anyway, that left legs for today. So I started with my normal front squat program, dropped the reps down a little bit because the weights are increasing. Um, and I think this is a more manageable rep scheme for a lot more weight. So as the weights keep going up, I probably wouldn't lower it anymore because it goes 8, 6, 4, 2, and then back to 8. So I wouldn't lower the rep scheme anymore. But I think this will be good for the foreseeable future, this amount of reps. So my heaviest set was at 210. My last working set of 8 reps was at 190. And both of those felt pretty good. They didn't tire me out too much. What cooked me was the last 3 sets of quad dominant movement, which was just sissy squats or narrow stance squats. I did 185 for 2 sets. I got like 18 reps, I think, on the first one, so I could go heavier. But I got like 18 reps on the first set, and then I can't remember 10, 12 on the next set. And then I dropped it down to 135 and just burned out. But those, like, I didn't even want to do hamstrings after that. Those tired my central nervous system out so much. It was insane. I was like bent over, just breathing, trying to recover after that. And even after I did hamstrings, I only did a few sets because I was so tired. I think it was also because I didn't get a full 8 hours of sleep last night. Probably got less than 7. Um, so that definitely played a role in it. And I don't eat before I work out because it's so early. Maybe I should try and change that. I hope this wind isn't too bad. I'm sure it's affecting the audio a little bit, but hopefully my body is kind of blocking the wind from my mic. Yeah, did the 185 sissy squats, like 18 reps. Those tired me out a ton. And I see people doing like heavy sets of those squats to failure, to absolute failure, and that is impressive because maybe it's just because 185 is kind of a manageable weight to where if I go to the point where I don't think I can do another rep, if I go to that point and then I stand all the way up and like take the strain off of my quads a little bit, if I stand all the way up, take a couple breaths, I could do a few more reps. Like I could probably keep doing that for a long time. But if I was doing like 225, if I was doing like 2 plates, I probably wouldn't be able to get to that point. Like it would probably get to the point where I would feel like I couldn't do another rep. I would take a breather, maybe do a couple more, then take another breather, and then probably fail. Like it would get to the point I think where I wouldn't be able to just do those like rest pause sets and just keep going forever. 185 I think is light enough that I could do that. The sun is so freaking bright. 185 I think is light enough that I can do that. I don't think 225 would be light enough. So maybe I'll do like 195 or 205 next week. Maybe I should do my front squats, then hamstrings, and then finish with the sissy squats, just because they're so taxing on my central nervous system. My whole body is like reeling after those things. So that was kind of leg day. Only did a few sets did like 3 sets of heavier RDLs. And I was pretty cooked after that. I was pooped. So that was leg day. Tomorrow, I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. I think tomorrow's shoulders. Yeah, because Monday is shoulders. So tomorrow I'll do shoulders. Tomorrow's Saturday. Hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep tonight. Do shoulders tomorrow. Want to just spam some lateral raises. Try and get those side delts to be nice and rounded. Rear delts as well. I'll focus on those two. And I think the side delts make your physique look really good from the front when you're looking in a mirror or someone's looking at you from the front. But the rear delts are what really creates that rounded look from the side. They like poke out the back and create that like almost like a flat top on your shoulders from your front delt across your side delt and down over your rear delt is where it like creates that curve. So want to build those, going to push those hard tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then. I guess that's all for today. Gonna put some fresh hay, some nice dry hay down for these guys in their barn, because I think it's gonna snow tonight, so give them something nice to lay on. But I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, all glory to God. Thankful that He kept me safe in all my driving yesterday. So beef cattle have what's called a flight zone, and it's different for each animal. Some of them will let you touch them. Some of them will let you get within a couple feet. Some of them not even that close. So it's like this kind of imaginary bubble around them that will determines kind of how close you can get before they are uncomfortable and they move out of the way, which is just something interesting, So learned a lot of good things yesterday at the grazing conference. I already knew that, but yeah. So enjoy the clips. All glory to God, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Welcome back. Today we're doing legs, starting the leg day off with my front squat program. So since the weights are getting higher, I'm dropping the reps a little bit. So we're going 8, 6, 4, 2, and back up to 8. Percentages get heavier to the 2, and then they drop back down to the second set that I'm going to do. So the set of 6 is going to be the same as the last set of 8. So that last set of 8 is going to be the real working set. I'm going up 5 pounds for each set every week. So this week I have my first set is at 185. Next week it'll be at 190, and so on until whenever, until I stop, until I don't feel like I want to do squats anymore. So this is the first set. This is 185, doing 8 reps, and let's just get into it. Enough talking. All right, not bad. Set 2 is at 190. All right, next set, going up 10 pounds from this, going up to 200 for a set of 4. next up, set of 2 at 210. All right, this is the heaviest set. We got 210 on the bar, and this style of squat program isn't really designed for maximum fatigue like the sissy squats or the narrow stance squats I'm going to do next. Those are not designed to just blow up the quads. These are more so designed to stimulate strength growth, not necessarily mass growth. So I'm doing this squat program because I want my front squat weight to increase, and that will naturally happen when you do sets to failure, when you do just sissy squats or front squats to failure or back squats to failure. You know, if you just consistently do something that really fatigues your muscles, they're going to grow. I think they're going to grow more than doing something like this, and they're going to get stronger. But these kind of sets are kind of more so what powerlifters use. So they're not pushing, you know, they're not just like loading up the bar as much as they can do and doing 3 sets to failure or something. They're doing programs based off of percentages of their 1 rep max. So that's kind of what this is. And then after that, I'll get into the more fatiguing exercises. And that's kind of what I do with calves, with hamstrings, because I don't have 1 rep maxes for those exercises for RDLs or calf raises. So I'm not going to go off percentages for those. I'm just going to slap some weight on the bar and move it until I get really fatigued. And that's how I approach my other muscle groups too. Whether it be back, arms, I don't have 1 rep maxes. I'm not going off percentages. I'm just trying to get a really good pump, fatigue my muscles sufficiently to the point where I think my body is going to have to make them stronger in order to adapt to the stimulus that I'm giving them. So anyway, don't know what that was about, but this is 210 for my last set. It's only 2 reps, so I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to be super fit unless I get hurt. I'm not going to be super fatigued after it, but then I'm going to drop it down to 190 and do the last set of 8 reps, which is a little bit heavier than my first set of 8. So it's supposed to, and it's after these other sets, so it's supposed to fatigue me a little bit more. Not necessarily failure, but it's supposed to push the envelope in that direction and get me a little bit of a more difficult and challenging set. So this is 210. We're gonna squat this up and down for 2 reps and then strip a little weight and do the last set. Yeah, like I said, that wasn't too bad. But this next set will push the needle a little bit farther into that fatigue zone. Ooh, all right. That was the last set of 8 for the front squat program. And I feel like that was good. Those might not have looked, a little out of breath. Those might not have looked that hard, but half the battle with front squats, for me at least, just speaking from experience, is staying upright and not letting the bar pull me forward. So that's an added component of difficulty. Added component of difficulty to just standing up. So I have to make sure my torso is staying more upright and focus on kind of 2 things at once, rather than a back squat where you're just focused on getting up. So we're gonna feel out some weight for the narrow stance sissy squats, and go from there. All right, I did a feeler rep at 185, and I think that's going to be good, at least for the first set. I just want to make sure I'm not like starting with a weight and going for like 10, 12, 15 reps without trying it out and it being too heavy. So did a feeler rep. I think that's going to be fine for the first set. I don't know if I'll go up. I'll see what number I get to with these, and if I feel like that's good enough, then I'll just do another set or two. But I want to push these pretty hard. So not saying I'm going to go to failure because I don't have to re-rack it, but I haven't pushed these that close to failure before. I push them till I get a nice burn. So I would like to do that. I think that's kind of a little mental block going to failure on these, but we'll see what happens. If I can get to 15 reps, I might stop there. If I get to 12 and I feel like I can't get another, then we'll call it with that. But let's get into these sissy squats. All right, I got 18. That was good for the first set. I don't think I'll be able to do that many on the next set, but might take a breather for a second and then jump back into it. Oh, all right. 12 reps. That's not bad. I think I might strip the 25 off each side and then just do one more set right now real quick. All right, 135. It's been maybe a minute since my last set. Just took the 25s off and doing a drop set of sorts. Not going right into it with no rest, but dropping the weight down with a little bit of rest. I'm really out of breath. All right, that's good. Oh my gosh. Got to 15. Feel like I could have put it down there. Took a little rest and cracked out 3 more reps. I think that's good for quads. Let's do some hamstrings, some RDLs. All right, RDLs. those 2 squat movements focus on my quads. I feel like I don't get a ton of activation out of my glutes and hamstrings, so I'm going to do a lighter set just to get some blood into the glutes and the hammies. 135 isn't real heavy. I'd probably do like 10 or 15 reps, focusing on squeezing at the top and getting a nice stretch during each rep. But this won't be a set that fatigues me too much. This is kind of like a primer set to get the blood flowing, get my muscles ready for some heavier loads. All right, not a real fatiguing set, but could definitely feel my muscles activating. So now we'll jump up to 185 and start the actual working sets. All right, that was more heavy sets than I did last week. It was only 4 sets of hamstrings, but my central nervous system is just taxed. After those squats, I was dead. I've been struggling to keep it going. I feel like I don't have enough fuel in me either. But that was leg day. I'm calling it there. Gonna clean everything up and sit down, recover a little bit before work. That's another reason I don't want to kill myself. Because my work is very physically demanding. So, hope you guys enjoyed. As always, all glory to God. About to go spend some time with him. Just shut everything off, be quiet, read, and talk to him. Grateful for everything he's given me. Grateful for you guys, for this channel, that it gets me up in the morning to do this, because I didn't want to get up this morning. But I'm glad I did. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow.